Hi, it's Catherine Gordon sharing my carnivore diet experience. Today's video is about an article I read recently called Insulin Resistance in Childhood Obesity, a Patient and Physician's Perspective. And I, of course, will link to that in this video. I really want you to read this article because it describes my childhood experience perfectly. When I was a little girl, when I was just about 4 years old, 1968, new guidelines came out from the American Heart Association about cholesterol. And this is so important because at that point, my mother stopped feeding me my favorite breakfast of 2 soft-boiled eggs to cereal, toast, and orange juice. So I was going from really healthy protein and fats and all of these wonderful nutrients to sugar, sugar, and sugar. At that point, I actually remember that change in my diet, and I remember then being hungry all the time. When I would have my 2 soft-boiled eggs, I could get out, I could play, have fun, live my childhood life, and not be hungry until lunchtime. As a matter of fact, I can actually remember not wanting to stop playing and doing what I was doing in order to sit down and have lunch. Same thing with dinner. Once my diet was changed from the soft-boiled eggs to the cereal, toast, and juice, I was hungry all the time and I couldn't get satisfied. In this article, a mother describes what happened with her young son, who even though she was feeding him a healthy standard American diet, plenty of healthy whole grains and fruits and vegetables, he could not get satisfied. He was hungry all the time. And I do hope that you will read this article to get an understanding of she finally found a specialist who understood what was going on and tested him for insulin resistance. Once he was tested for insulin resistance and it was discovered that he actually had it, they made changes to his nutrition that allowed him to get satisfied, lose weight, and have good energy again. In my case, this fits with my experience because I had childhood eczema, so I was dealing with insulin resistance and inflammation because now we understand that eczema in childhood can be an indicator of early insulin resistance, and I was also dealing with this constant hunger. Now that I'm eating an animal-based diet, what I experience is easily satisfied hunger. I can have 2 meals a day. It satisfies me, it gives me plenty of energy, and I can get on and do the things that I love to do. So that's the important thing. Early on, back in 2008, I gave up sugar and grains, and that, no problem, that actually resolved the problems that I was getting from insulin resistance. Eczema, weight gain, constant hunger. Once I became pregnant, pregnancy-induced hypertension, impaired glucose tolerance, finally obesity. When I gave up sugar and grains in 2008, I was able to overcome obesity. And I also started lifting weights, which we now know increases insulin sensitivity. Just a simple program of 9 lifts, 1 set to momentary muscle failure. This can actually improve our insulin resistance, so it works both ways. This allowed me to get rid of the foods that were causing my insulin resistance and then also build some muscle that was improving my insulin sensitivity. So giving up sugar and grains and most fruits really worked back in 2008 when I was still in my 40s. As I matured into my 50s, I discovered that I had to pull even more fruits and vegetables out of my meal plan until finally in 2018 I did try the carnivore nutrition approach, and I found it was hugely effective for managing my appetite, managing my mood, and managing my motivation. So that's why I believe this article is so important, because it finally explains what was happening to me way back in 1968 when my mom took the eggs out of my diet, replaced them with cereal and toast and orange juice, and quite frankly, Frosted Flakes and Pop-Tarts, and what happened was it completely ruined my healthy hunger. I'd like to describe healthy hunger to you. It's this desire for the foods that nourish and satisfy you. And what I found when I was much younger is that when it comes to Frosted Flakes and Pop-Tarts and Oreos and all of these snacky sweets that we were even eating for breakfast, how in the world are eggs and bacon and whole fruits going to compete with Frosted Flakes and Pop-Tarts? They simply didn't in my case. So it took some time to eliminate those sugary foods, but I found that once I did eliminate them, by replacing them with foods that I find nourishing and satisfying, I was able to manage my insulin resistance and be happy, healthy, and productive. So the most important thing that I want to share with people who are struggling with constant hunger and overeating, please go and read this article. And then I'll also link to another article about when eggs were taken out of our diets in 1968, and see if you can get a good understanding of why you might be experiencing constant cravings, constant hunger, and then also the understanding that there is something that can give you relief. Back in 2008, I just had to give up sugar and grains and most high sugar fruits. After menopause, I have found that an animal-based approach is what gives me satisfaction, energy, happiness, and motivation. And so this is why I make these videos, so that you can learn what may be going on with your constant hunger, be well, and eat for yourself. Please, please read these articles. They're not that long, and see if they resonate with you, because they might give you the inspiration to find a way of eating that keeps you happy, healthy, and satisfied.